Okay, I am up late waiting for laundry, so I got motivated. The original reason I bought this Boss GT1000 core is because it can be used as an interface, has two effects loops, and a mastering effect at the end. This thing's actually pretty damn incredible. It's one of those ones that flies under the radar. Like, even the price I got this for is ridiculously awesome for what you get. What I'm doing here is no six, no Neve, no SSL, no Neve, no power load IR, no AC15, none of my other pedals. Everything's happening in the GT1000 core. I've got the bass and drums output of the Trio Plus coming into one of the effects returns, and I've got the Zoya into the mood into the other effects loop. In the effects chain, I'm coming into a Dynacomp style compressor. I've got a natural overdrive. I've got a fuzz. I've got some EQ on there. I've got the volume pedal. I've got what's called the natural amp. I'm finding that of all of the modeling amps that I've used, the Boss AIRD ones are the best. I also had the IR200. That did not sound as good as this. Uh, so I'm really like these. So we're using a modeled amp here today. I'm using the original speaker with a flat microphone, short microphone distance. Um, Again, this is just a preliminary mix. I'll probably fine tune this as time goes on. I do have the looper hooked up to the center foot switch here, should I feel the need. Then it goes to the effects loop, which includes the Zoya and the Mood back in mono. The master delay, I've got a panning delay number one to kind of make that panning delay not so linear sounding, kind of messes it up. I've got the plate reverb going here, and then all the way downstream to just the return from the Trio Plus, which is the drums and the bass. I'm going through a bass compressor. What do they call it when you have multi-band compression? The X bass compressor into a bass amp with a little slapback delay on it. Nice thing about doing it all inside the GT1000 core here is all of my delays, with the exception of the Zoya, are synced up. So I can tap this in, and based on the subdivisions on each individual effect, they're all going to be synced together, which is very nice. And then, of course, the mastering effect at the end, which is absolutely fantastic. So let's do a little jam, see what it sounds like. Okay, so works pretty damn flawlessly. I've got the output of the core going out to my monitors. I can control the output level. That's just my volume. I can monitor coming out of my software here with my plugins. I've got them dialed in, so I don't really need to, but I can if I really want to mess around with it. I just have to work on the loop back or what signal's getting sent to back to the USB connection. But I have it set as my default speakers for my computer, so when I go back to listen to this, I don't have to mess with anything. The only drawback, and I don't know why, it's one of those weird things that Boss doesn't do or does do, is they made one of the outputs for your monitors the headphone output. So if I have powered speakers, so if I want to use my headphones, I have to have a live cable unplugged headed to one of my speakers, which I'm obviously not going to do. So I'm going to have to think through how that works. But think about this. I can sell all of the pedals that you don't see on the board. I can sell my Neve 88M. I can sell my SSL6. I'm not going to sell the power loader, my amps. That I'll draw the line there. But we're talking thousands of dollars worth of stuff that I can sell off that this GT1000 core just handles on a whim. And I'd be willing to bet it sounds pretty damn good too. So I'm real. When I bought this thing, I did make a recording or make a video of this. The Boss GT1000 core as an interface, but I never really committed to it. So this is the first recording I've done where I really kind of committed to using the GT1000 core as the interface and multi-effect hub for everything. So I'm real excited to hear how this recording sounds. I'm even going to buy a smaller pedal board if that's the case. I don't even have to use both of my power supplies in this particular setting. It's nice having all that other stuff, but a few $1,000 is also real nice, which if I sell all this stuff off, I'm going to have. The only thing, and it's not too hard for me to add it in, is to turn off the amp model inside this so I can use the PowerLoad IR and my amps. But all I got to do is change the input and turn off the amp and speaker sims in here. I mean, it's that simple. So pretty incredible. Like, this might be one of the best utility pedals I've ever owned, and I'm talking all the way back to the 80s. Like, this thing is pretty damn incredible. So I'm pretty excited to hear this. So let's see what we get.